بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي الدارسين في برامج الدراسات العليا ماجستير ودكتوراه في المحاسبة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، وأهلا ومرحبا بكم في هذا اللقاء السادس الذي سوف أشرح فيه بإذن الله لكم استخدام تحليل SWOT في تطبيق وتنفيذ استراتيجية الأعمال التنافسية في المنشأة. Hello, dear students. This video of session number 6 is concerned with explaining how to implement a competitive strategy by using strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which is called SWOT analysis. It is important to notice that success follows not just the development of a strategy, but the implementation of an effective strategy. Excuse me. The management accountant's role is to assist management in the development and implementation of strategy. The development and implementation of strategy as set forth in the IMA definition of management accounting. The following four study units cover the key tools in strategy implementation. These key tools are: number one, SWOT analysis, which will be presented in this unit number 6. Second, focus on execution, which will be illustrated in unit 7. Value chain analysis, which will be illustrated in unit number 8. And the balanced scorecard and the strategy map, which will be illustrated in study unit number 9. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats analysis. This is the first key which we will illustrate in this study unit number 6. One of the first steps in implementing strategy is to identify the critical success factors that the firm must focus on to be successful. SWOT analysis is a systematic procedure for identifying a firm's critical success factors. It is internal strengths and weaknesses, and it is external opportunities and threats. Strengths are skills and resources that the firm has more than other firms. Skills or competencies that the firm employs especially well are called core competencies. Core competencies. The concept of core competencies is important because it points to areas of significant competitive advantage for the firm. Core competencies can be used as the building blocks of the firm's overall strategy. In contrast, weaknesses represent a lack of important skills or competencies relative to the presence of those resources in competing firms. Strengths and weaknesses are most easily identified by looking inside the firm at its specific resources. Product lines are the firm's products and services innovated? Are the product and the service offering too wide or too narrow? Are there important and distinctive technological advances? Management. What is the level of experience and competence? Research and development. Research and development. Is the firm ahead of or behind competitors? What is the outlook for important new products and services? Operations. How competitive, flexible, productive, and technologically advanced are the current operations? What plans are there for improvements in facilities and processes? Marketing. How effective is the overall marketing approach, including promotion, selling, and advertising? Strategy. How clearly defined, communicated, and effectively implemented is the strategy? Opportunities and threats are identified by looking outside the firm. Opportunities are important, favorable situations in the firm's environment. Demographic trends, changes in regulatory matters, and technical changes in the industry might provide significant advantages or disadvantages for the firm. For example, the gradual aging of the United States population represents an advantage for firms that specialize in products and services for older people. In contrast, threats are major unfavorable situations in the firm's environment. These might include the entrance of new competitors or competing products, unfavorable changes in government regulations, and technological change that is unfavorable to the firm. Opportunities and threats can be identified most easily by analyzing the industry and the firm's competitors. That means, as for the barriers to entry, do certain factors such as capital requirements, economies of scale, product differentiation, and access to selected distribution channels protect the firm from newcomers? Do other factors, including the cost of buyer switching or government regulations and licensing restrictions, restrict competition? As for intensity of rivalry among competitors, intense rivalry can be the result of high entry barriers, specialized assets, and therefore limited flexibility for a firm in the industry. Rapid production innovation, slow growth in total market demand, or significant overcapacity in the industry. How intense is the overall industry rivalry facing the firm? Pressure from substitute products. This will the presence of readily substantiable product increase the intensity level of the firm's competition. As for bargaining power of customers, bargaining power of customers, the greater the bargaining power of the firm's customers, the greater the level of competition facing the firm. The bargaining power of customers is likely higher if switching costs are relatively low and if the products are not differentiated. Bargaining power of suppliers. The greater the bargaining power of a firm's suppliers, the greater the overall level of competition facing the firm. The bargaining power of suppliers is higher when a few large firms dominate the group of suppliers and when these suppliers have other good outlets for their products. An important footnote to this particular threat and opportunity is that the process of globalization and automation over recent decades has dramatically reduced the bargaining power of workers, those who supply labor for the organization. SWOT analysis guides the strategic analysis by focusing attention on the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats critical to the company's success. By carefully identifying the critical success factors in this way, executives and managers can discover differences in viewpoints. For example, what some managers might view as a strength, others might view as a weakness. SWOT analysis, therefore, also serves as a means for obtaining a greater understanding and perhaps consensus among managers regarding the factors that are crucial to the firm's success. A final step in the SWOT analysis is to identify quantitative measures for the critical success factors. Critical success factors are sometimes called value propositions. That is, the critical success factors represents the critical process in the firm that delivers value to the customers. At this final step, the firm converts, for example, the critical success factor of customer service to a quantitative measure, such as the number of customer complaints or customer satisfaction score. And now we came to the end of this session.